Well, put it this way, we'll definitely look forward to seeing Deborah. I'm not sure about the sprout cake. She's gone, I can say
If you want a copy of that book, it's alwaysasprout@gmail.com.
Well, look, time to... We've got a full studio again. People have changed. New people have come in. Some have left, but it's time to welcome right this second friend of the show there, Andrew Eborn, lawyer and broadcaster. But you might also have seen that Aidan McGee is here and Hayley Palmer is here as well. But tell us some of the strange laws.
Strange laws. What I love about
for Christmas.
All sorts of things. I'm talking about Brussels and stuff like that. After Brexit, of course, there are no Brussels. You work on that on that sort of basis, which is good. We have a myriad of laws around the world and strange sort of Christmas things. Throwing a snowball, for example, all the fun things that we want to do could get you in trouble with Section 39 of the Criminal Justice Act, and somebody was taken for common assault. There was a chap called Dean Smith who threw a snowball at a police officer, and he got 14 days a curfew, had to stay at home between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m.
When was that?
That was a few years ago.
Oh,
so
right.
it could be common assault. If you've got, if you're kissing under the mistletoe, you could be liable to sexual assault.
Wow.
You could get if that's without consent, which is a real problem.
Well, at least I asked you first.
Oh, no, that's all right. Yes, it was over-friendly. It's got to be good. Section 12 of the Licensing Act, you'll fall foul of this, which was amended in 1988. Being drunk in a pub, of all places, is an offence as well. So it gets really sort of tricky on that sort of basis. What I love about it is fancy dress. So you've got your wonderful Christmas jumpers on. They could potentially, apart from an offence to the eye, potentially put you in breach of Section 97 of the Highway Code. Because if you have anything which distracts you from driving, and could distract others from driving, or interferes, if you've got your Santa beard on and your puffy tummy and that sort of stuff, that could prevent you from driving properly. And you could be up to a £5,000 fine as a result of your jumpers. So it could be very interesting. But also, talking about fake beards, in Alabama, if you go to Alabama and you wear a fake beard in a church, you could be liable to a fine as well, because if it makes somebody laugh in a church, a ho, 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 you could get a problem on that sort of basis. So all interesting stuff. But there are all sorts of other rules as well. So Christmas lights. You know, the question is, when do you need to pull down your Christmas lights? The rules basically say that in a number of places in America, in Philadelphia, you have to get it down in time for a couple of weeks after Christmas. In Maine, if you have them after January the 15th, you could be liable to a fine. And also in San Diego, you've got February the 2nd, otherwise there's a massive fine on that sort of basis. So all sorts of interesting rules. What I love particularly, one of my favourite, however, is... do you remember the movie Miracle on 34th Street?
Yes.
With the Santa Claus, and their lawyer, they had to prove that it was the real Santa Claus. What they basically do, there's a real case of the state of Ohio versus Warren Hayes, a.k.a. Santa Claus. Now, Warren Hayes changed his name to Santa Claus. He changed his identity documents. He changed his AAA reference and so on and so forth. And basically, did that for about 20 years, all in the name of Santa Claus. And he got his address as 1 Noel Drive, North Pole, Ohio. Yeah, slightly off on the geography. But what happened there is he got involved with a fender bender, a minor motor accident. And he showed his identity document to the police officer in Ohio. And they said, hang about, this is in breach of the Fictitious Names Act. You can't call yourself Santa Claus. And so he got hauled up in court, and great to his credit, Warren Hayes basically said, well, hang on, I've got all these documents. I've been Santa Claus for 20 years. Here's my driving licence, changed in the name. Here's my birth certificate. We've done all that sort of stuff. And basically the judge said, absolutely, you're entitled to call yourself Santa Claus, because after 20 years, that's what happens.
Well, I'm outraged. The judge has got it wrong. Everyone knows there's only one Father Christmas. There's only one Santa Claus, Andrew. You can't have somebody else claiming to be Santa Claus.
You're absolutely right. There is no sanity clause, as the Marx Brothers used to say. There is only one true Santa Claus, but there are a number of helpers around the world.
You see, we can always rely on Andrew for our wacky legal news stories. Thank you very much indeed, Andrew. Stay there. But look, we have another message from two of the friends from the show. We've got Lamar from Kachigu and Judy Zook. So here's another Christmas message to our viewers.
Hi, Lamal here of Kajagoogoo and The Never-Ending Story. Not being too shy to say a huge 2022 Christmas shout-out to the GB News team and viewers. And in 2023, the new year, this song playing in the background will also be celebrating its 40th anniversary since release. When my hair looked something like that, and that was 1983. Now I'm just grateful I've still got hair. Merry Christmas. Cheers.
Hello Hayley and GB News. This is Judy Zook wishing you all a very happy Christmas and a lovely and hopefully kinder and fantastic new year. Thank you again. Lots of love. Bye.
Yeah, we thought, wasn't it wonderful, all those people giving their Christmas message to our GB viewers. We thought, Christmas Eve, let's be Christmassy, let's share some of that Christmas spirit. And as you know, we're going to have some more Christmas spirit. We've got, as we do, end all the show with our showbiz and our sports story. So we've got Hayley and Aidan here. That was lovely, that.
Yes. We love a little message from everyone, don't we? And by the way, can I just say, I love your jumpers.
Not so much that you put one on yourself.
No, I thought I'd be glamorous Christmas Eve.
You've gone all blingy.
Andrew actually laughed at me because he thought I'd gone too far. But I'm like, it's Christmas Eve. Come on, guys, let's get in the spirit.
I'll be doing that for New Year's Eve.
Will you?
Christmas Eve, I'm more homely.
Oh, OK.
New Year's
In terms of
sparkly.
the spirit of Christmas, apparently Rod Stewart isn't.
He's not a fan.
He doesn't get into the spirit of
He's
Christmas.
not a fan of Christmas Eve. But you know what? Not everyone is a fan of Christmas. You know, sometimes you just want to go, actually, I don't want to be happy. And I get that. Do you know what I mean? Why have you got to be so happy? Or
But you don't.
Talking,
I can
be
imagine
miserable.
Aidan's really
I've got to say,
grumpy.
talking of miserable people, Aidan, how
How do you cope with Christmas?
That's ridiculous.
what sports should we look forward to over the Christmas period?
Full programme of Premier League fixtures on the Boxing Day, rather. So that brings into focus Pep Guardiola's comments yesterday about Calvin Phillips. So this is the former Leeds midfielder, currently plays for Manchester City, £54 million signing in the summer. He went away to the World Cup in Qatar with England and played 2 substitute appearances against Senegal and Wales. Now, he'd only played 54 minutes before he went to the World Cup. And now Pep Guardiola is moaning yesterday ahead of the festive schedule. They've got, 8 games in 3 weeks, just over 3 weeks. He's come back overweight. And he's wondering how on earth this has happened. He said, well, you know, he was in reasonable shape when he went to Qatar. He's meant to be receiving all these top medical dietary advice from the English FA. How come he's come back overweight? Now, we should be clear that overweight in football probably means about £1 or £2 or something like that. But nonetheless, it's a cause for concern for...
I don't know why you were looking at me when you said... Why was he looking directly at me when he was talking about what overweight
I know,
means?
you've only got a couple of
But he said it was only a £1. He's only looking at it for £1.
Yeah, a pound. Listen, I mean, it's in football that's marginal. That's marginal. It can be quite serious, but I just think it's weird that he could have made up all sorts of other reasons for him not to be available for the next couple of games, but he chose to fat shame him. Is that what we call it? I don't really know, but you know, speculation. Having said that. He is so overweight, he needs to get on the treadmill as quickly as possible.
It's usually Hayley who hurls abuse at me. I'm not used to you hurling abuse.
I've been nice lately, haven't I?
You have actually, yeah.
I want to talk about Christmas traditions, because apparently the celebrities have got little things they do each year. Mel C from the Spice Girls loves to go for a jog Christmas morning.
Oh, dear.
Anyone will be doing that?
No.
I might do, actually.
I'll be in here, actually, holding the fort.
Oh, will you? We won't be watching that. David Beckham. God, that was good for me. David Beckham always watches the Queen's speech. Of course, this year it will be the King's speech, and that's something we always do in my household. Always sit down at 3 o'clock to watch that. And Mariah Carey kicks off on the 23rd of December with a sleigh ride, like you do. So,
right.
Yeah, there we go.
Now, I've got a joke.
Oh, no.
And it's
Don't try and put me out of work.
This is an Aidan joke. I think you're going to be stealing this one. A very good friend
I'll be the judge of that.
A very good friend of mine sent me this yesterday, and as soon as I read it, I thought of Aidan. I thought this is an Aidan McGee joke.
I thought he'd stolen it off you already, but go on.
He sent me a message saying thieves broke into and stole all of his limbo dancing equipment. How low can you get?
You will be taking it, won't you?
That actually genuinely made me laugh.
So it wasn't an Aidan McGee joke.
Just all I say is just stay away from you. Don't get too close to your Christmas decorations. My mate did that, and he ended up with tinselitis.
That's more of an Aidan McGee joke.
Aidan, that's rubbish.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite good. Come on.
Fancy trees?
Yes, I don't know if we've got some pictures coming up on the screen, but maybe not.
Yes,
Reese,
we have.
We have. Reese Witherspoon, her tree coming up? No, it's not, but she's got a very fancy tree. Have you guys got a tree in your house this year?
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah?
Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's J-Lo. Yeah, that's my kind of style, you know, red, you know, a bit extravagant. And also Mariah Carey, she has got her very own room at the lavish Plaza Fairmont Hotel, and it's like Winter Wonderland.
Have you got a big tree up?
I don't. I just have lights this year.
Really?
But, yeah, I know.
Got a massive tree up.
Have you?
Here it is.
Oh,
Here's
there
her
we go.
Winter Wonderland.
This is the level. I feel like you've got to go all or nothing. So it is Mariah, and she is the Queen of Christmas.
That is impressive.
But she's not the Queen. She failed in her trademark application this year, which is rather sad. So she was going to try to be the Queen of Christmas, but didn't manage to do it.
She's still the Queen in my eyes.
There you go.
See, this is why we have Andrew here. See the way he jumped in straight away.
Technical.
You've got to sort out this fake news, you know. She's no longer.
Legal angle.
Can't come here, Hayley Palmer, with your fake news. She's not the Queen of Christmas.
In my world, she's the Queen. So, yeah. So what are you guys doing for Christmas?
Probably as little as possible.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
hoping to be able to make it home. We have one train.
Me
that
too,
we
at 12:30.
which only goes part way. We'll be driving the rest of the way. We will be getting to midnight mass back in Cheshire. We will be
Singing our
doing that.
carols.
Having a
Lovely.
bite to eat at the local pub, so I don't have to eat at
brilliant.
Rosthern
Now
Church.
Esther's broadcast that she'll be singing, the turnout will be lower. That's going to put people off. And then, of course, for lots of Christmas, I'll be watching the horse racing.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
Boxing Day, the Kempt and the King George.
Yeah.
Right, should watch that. The
No more bets for me.
The Welsh Grand National at Chepstow on the day after Boxing Day.
Any tips, Phil? You got?
Yeah, don't go out with any
don't bet,
strange women.
Don't listen to me would be my main
Is
tip.
that right?
But I think Hayley's doing herself a disservice because I think her football tipping wasn't too bad. She predicted 3-2.
There you
At
go.
one stage, I thought I'd got it right. I thought I'd
3-2
got
in the World Cup final.
Strictly and the World Cup right at one
She wasn't
point.
far out.
No, she wasn't far
You're either
out.
right in tipping, you're either right or you're wrong.
But Aidan, you were wrong.
Well, yes, I'm happy, so are you.
But I was right in the green one. We did say 2-1 for that particular match. We did say that Argentina were going to win as well. So, and fairly early on. But what a brilliant match that was. Fantastic.
And Christmas, just quickly, what will you be doing? Who will you be with?
I'm going to be here tomorrow at
here.
breakfast.
You're going to be
I'm going to be here.
here.
I've got my Christmas night menu
We're
tomorrow night
going to be
as well.
here next week. We're all going to be here for
Yeah,
Christmas.
next
We're not
week.
going
Yeah,
anywhere.
New Year's Eve.
It's going to be good.
I like the way as well, for a little moment in time, we had a bit like a sort of a family dispute, a Christmas Eve family dispute. But thank you to everybody, to Andrew Eborn, to Aidan McGee there, to Hayley Palmer there. It's been fantastic. We want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, and we will be back next week. Don't go anywhere, though. Stay glued to GB News.